A key highlight of Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's Union Budget 2023 was the 37% increase in capital expenditure by the government compared to the current fiscal, taking the total to 10 trillion rupees. Sitharaman said in her speech that the capital expenditure target was 3.3% of India's GDP. However, a few experts have suggested that while the government's capital expenditure has increased steadily, the share of public sector enterprises capex in total has decreased over time. According to a business standard analysis, the PSE's share in the government's capex decreased from 87% in 2019-20, according to the actuals, to 66% in 2021-22. Then increased marginally in the revised estimates for 2022-23 to 68%. It has been maintained at 68% in the budget estimates for 2023-24. D.K. Srivastava of EY speaks about this decrease.
Well, investment expenditure by centers public sector undertakings has been going down in recent years, while the budget, government's capital expenditure has been increasing. But the extent of reduction in FY24 has been limited as far as centers PSUs are concerned. This fall in CPSU investment is only minus 0.2 percentage points of GDP, whereas centers government capital expenditure has increased by 3.3%. So if we deduct this reduction, it will still be an increase of 3.1% of GDP.
Over the years, budgetary allocation for capital expenditure has been increasing. The central capital expenditure is routed through various modes, including capital grants to states, respective ministries, and PSEs. The total capital expenditure increased from 9.7 trillion rupees in 2019-20 to 11.29 trillion rupees in the revised estimate for 2022-23. It has been raised to 14.88 trillion rupees in the budget estimates for FY24. Total capital expenditure by PSEs has also increased after a drop in previous years. It decreased from 8.51 trillion rupees in 2019-20 to 7.73 trillion rupees in 2022-23. In the budget estimates for FY24, this has been increased to 10.11 trillion rupees. However, the PSE's share out of total capital expenditure has decreased over the years, increasing slightly only in the last 2 years. From 63% in FY20, it reduced to 42% in FY21. It was then increased to 51% in the revised estimates for FY23 and marginally further to 52% in the budget estimates for FY24. So, what does Arindam Guha of Deloitte have to say about this?
If you look at the actual expenditure for the 6 months or the 8 months of the current financial year, 22-23, you will observe that there has been a significant increase in government capex. Okay, it's over 50%. It's close to 50%. And as all of us know, in terms of actual expenditure, you see many of the projects are funded directly by the ministries without routing them through individual PSUs. So I think in the area of capex, there's clearly no doubt that there has been significant spending over the last 2-3 years.
According to reports, the centre's share in total public capital investments has risen in the past few years. However, the increase was attributed to taking of PSE's capital expenditure on the centre's account. So, while the share of the centre in total public capital expenditure has increased, it has decreased for central PSEs. Tied to increased employment, the government's capex has increased over the years. However, the share of PSEs in total central capex has decreased. The total capex for FY24 is estimated to be 14.88 trillion rupees. It remains to be seen if the share of PSEs in capex rebounds in the coming years.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.